Hi, can I make an order for delivery, please? Mum, what do you want?
Aromatic crispy duck and chicken satay skewers, please.
Aromatic crispy duck and chicken satay skewers. Yeah, like usual. But no, I think I'm going to try something different this time. I am going to try... what do I want?
They close at 11, Robert!
Vegetable chow mein, please.
I knew it!
Sorry, yeah, and a portion of chips. And 2 cans of Dr. Pepper. The usual, yeah.
Life is hard, isn't it? We approach each day with the best of intentions. I'm going to get up early and go for a run. I'm going to smile at someone on my commute to work. I'm going to try something different from the takeaway.
I'm going to play this video game really stealthily. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to analyse my environment, enemy patrol routes, take advantage of all my high-tech equipment.
There he is! We need reinforcements in the control room. We have a code red non-stealth situation. I repeat, a non-stealth situation.
Yeah, so you make these plans and invariably they go the same way as that enemy you were trying to sneak up on. Out the window, really loudly and obviously. The important thing is we tried though, yeah? I mean, it's the thought that counts, as the saying goes, often directly after you receive a gift you hate.
Here are 7 times we honestly tried being stealthy, but then everything just blew up.
First up, we've got Hitman, a game I would so dearly love to play in all the ways it wants to be played. You know, I'd love to take Hitman up on its generous offer of huge tactical freedom. I'd like to squeeze all the stealthy creativity out of it and murder people without them even knowing they'd been murdered. You know, through poison or dropping a chandelier on their head or disguising myself as their BFF and then jumping out a birthday cake before handing over a present that shoots razor blades in their eyes as soon as it's opened.
Not sure if that last one is actually a thing you can do in Hitman, but it should be.
And so you do the tutorial, which makes you feel like an invisible badass, not so subtly hinting at all the creative ways you can infiltrate the fake yacht, disguise yourself, don't go in through the main entrance.
Cool, no problem.
Conceal the body, walk, don't run, don't draw attention to yourself. Now disguise yourself as a waiter. Watch out for the security. Some people are more observant than others. Not up there, don't subdue him.
Run, Agent 47, run!
Next up, we've got Dishonored, another game where you play as an assassin. Now, let's clear something up first. Being stealthy and being non-lethal aren't always like a double package. You can kill everyone and still be stealthy about it. I mean, I think it's fair to say that is literally an assassin's job, and is how I always tell myself I'm going to play Dishonored. Every level starts the same. You get in, you sneak about, you see an enemy you don't have to kill, and
you kill them, don't you? Silent crossbow bolt to the head. At least that's the idea.
What normally happens is that you line up your crossbow shot for ages, and just as you release the shot, your target randomly cycles through an idle animation or something, moving their head just enough for the crossbow to miss, clatter into the scenery while making more noise than a supersonic aircraft ripping through the sound barrier, and alert every single guard in the area to your exact location.
I refuse to be blamed for this. How do they all know where I am immediately?
Okay, maybe it's a little bit my fault. Maybe I should have hidden instead of drawing my sword and charging in like Kratos at a Mount Olympus annual reunion dinner party. But also, come on, Dishonored, you've made it way too much fun being loud and killy in your game. I don't want to sneak my way through the entire thing without trying out some of these cool powers. So yeah, bye-bye stealth. Hello, Rent-A-Kill. There's a major rat infestation in Dunwall now. Bring your biggest traps and all the peanut butter. Entry 3 is Deus Ex Mankind Divided, but you could easily swap this out for Human Revolution and the point still stands. This is another game where you play as a highly powered superhuman with loads of abilities to give you one up on all the guards. You can see through walls, and punch through walls, and encase yourself in super hard material that effectively turns Adam Jensen into a walking tank.
Admittedly, that's not very stealthy.
You're basically James Bond if James Bond had all his gadgets welded into his body. You can go stealthy or loud, you can approach each level in a variety of ways. The game is essentially a massive playground that's been painted Blade Runner grey.
So why, when I play Deus Ex, do I basically just see this?
Air vents. Air vents the game, except when you leave the air vents to quickly punch a man before, yes, getting back inside the air vents.
So we think we found out why there's such a horrible smell in your office, sir?
About time, Alan. That smell is incredibly distracting when you're trying to ensure our office has at least 2 unguarded access routes at all times.
Well, we checked the ventilation system, sir, where we counted no less than 27 bodies.
Bodies?
Yep, completely blocked the vents up. Looked like they'd all been punched to death, one after the other, and then carefully arranged in a neat pile. Some were, shall we say, in rather dubious positions, sir.
Good God, Alan. Sounds like we've got a hyper-intelligent, scientifically augmented super spy on the loose. Technically, that's being stealthy, I suppose, but it's just not very cool, is it?
Next up, we've got Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Now, it may come as a surprise to many of you, but I've played this series a fair bit. I played Metal Gear Solid 2 so many times while waiting for Snake Eater to come out that I'd literally just turn it off and start all over again if I got spotted even once.
I just couldn't stand the awful ludonarrative dissonance that would arise when Solid Snake, the hero of Shadow Moses, would get spotted by some balaclavaed nobody just because his feet were still wet from being outside in the rain.
Anyone who watched our Christmas Let's Play Metal Gear Stupid will have experience of what happens when 2 idiots try and be stealthy and everything goes wrong. I don't think Nathan and Dave successfully made it past a single guard in the entire game without clumsily raising the alarm. But Metal Gear Solid 5 is a different beast. At its heart, it's a stealth game, yes, but you can also, if things go south or you just don't fancy it, get in a tank and start blowing stuff up. You can attach C4 to guard towers, attach C4 to men, call in supply drops on people's heads.
Shh, 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 shh. Let's sneak in.
Sneaky, 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 sneaky. I don't even need to go in here. I can snipe my target from... Wait, what's that sound?
80s music on a collectible cassette tape I can then play in my helicopter. I can't resist, I'm going in! Run, Snake, run! We've got the target, get to the chopper, get it in the cassette player.
Next up is The Last of Us, not something you'd automatically consider a stealth game, but creeping around and snapping necks is definitely preferable to initiating 7-on-1 gunfights where you often end up with no ammo, a broken baseball bat, and not quite enough material to craft a shiv.
So you spend the majority of your time in The Last of Us hunkered down behind crates, listening to where your enemies are.
And then sneaking up behind them and elbowing them in the face until they die, which, when you elbow them in the face, is like straight away. The problem comes when you find yourself in a room full of clickers, especially the horrible, mushroom-faced Stage 3 ones who find you via echolocation, like dolphins, but awful. They completely turn conventional stealth on its head. The quickest route through any area that's got them in is often right next to where they're standing. They're blind, I should mention that. And so the tension is just unbearable.
It gets to a point and you just snap. Out comes the shotgun. Yes, it alerts every clicker in a 5-mile radius. So what? Come and get me.
Encounters with clickers often devolve into sneaking through the first bit and then legging it to the exit, whatever weapon you have waving about behind you, bullets ricocheting off goodness knows what, while half the fungi kingdom comes swarming after you.
I'm ordering us a pizza for dinner, Robert. Do you want mushrooms on yours?
No.
And didn't we already order Chinese?
6th entry, and we've got the Assassin's Creed series. Now, you could talk about any of them, but I'm going to go with Origins because it looks the prettiest and it's the one I've got downloaded on my PS4 right now, so capturing it is easy. But yeah, a big shout out to those bits in old Creeds where you have to hide from guards in crowds and you get jostled out by an angry beggar and suddenly everyone is chasing you over rooftops and firing arrows.
Origins feels a lot more open, however. You've still got your sprawling cities, yes, but you get more of a chance to plan a nice, slow, stealthy route through places.
Sometimes though, despite being super careful, there'll always be that one guy you didn't see with your special assassino vision who spots you murdering one of his mates and who subsequently needs skewering on the end of a long, sharp stick. Plus, being loud in Assassin's Creed is secretly the actual way to play it. I mean, that's what these games are designed for. They're built so you can leap in, stab your target, and then parkour your way out of there with everyone chasing you. That's when it's most fun. It's all very well leaping across rooftops when all you're trying to do is get a nice screenshot for Twitter, but doing so while escaping half of Egypt is the way to go.
Plus, I just really like clubbing people to death with those big maces you get. Maybe I don't like stealth.
But wait, I do, because here comes our final entry, and this is a Friday feature first. I've included something that flips the entire theme of the video on its head. You see, Skyrim is a game in which I try to not be stealthy.
Let me explain. I've started a new Skyrim character I don't know how many times, and whenever I do, I always promise myself that this is the playthrough where I become a powerful mage.
I always neglect my magic in Skyrim. Winterhold is always the last place I go, the Mages Guild the last major side quest I polish off, and so whenever I give character customization birth to a new incarnation of Rhaegarys Targaryen, I do so with high hopes that this will be the one. But that never happens, because I have a problem when it comes to Skyrim, and I don't think I'm the only one, so let me know if this affects you too.
In Skyrim, I try to be a loud, fire-spewing mega mage, and yet I always end up playing as a stealthy archer.
I just can't help it. As soon as I pick up that bow, there's just something about creeping around and flinging arrows at people and one-shot stealth killing them that I can't get enough of. It's the perfect stealth game, Skyrim. Every cave, every mine, dungeon and Dwemer ruin is perfectly designed to allow you to sneak through unseen and pick off everyone with a well-placed headshot. As soon as you unlock 3 times stealth arrow damage, there is no stopping you.
Combine it with 15 times dagger stealth damage for when you sneak up close, and there is literally no one in the game you can't take down as long as they're facing the other way.
Next time I play, I'll be a high elf, and I'll master conjuration and have an army of Atronachs at my beck and call, and yes, the footage you're watching is of a bloody wood elf stealth archering his way through a forsworn hideout, because that's the only gameplay I've got captured. Use your imagination. I promise, next time, mage. So there you go, 6 times we honestly tried to be stealthy, but then everything blew up. And 1 time we tried to blow everything up, only we ended up quietly twanging arrows at it instead. Let us know what games you always fail to be stealthy in, give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and see you again next week for another Friday feature. Thanks for watching.